presidential debate here at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa in Karen. We are live, remember we are live on TV47 and Radio Jambo across all social media platforms, that is Facebook, YouTube, and of course those other ones, and remember also on our free-to-air platforms. My name, of course, is Tony Kwalanda. We have our 6 candidates. Remember, wondering where the 3 other candidates are. That is Doris Petra, Hussein Mohammed, and Sam Nyamwea were invited to this particular debate, but for reasons best known to them. Our audience also will have a chance to ask questions to our presidential aspirants. Of course, we have amongst our audience, we have our very own Masawi Japan, who will be sticking and standing around to ask those questions a little bit later. And candidates also will have a chance to ask each other questions. Now we move on to our second bit of themes, and of course to hear the strategies that our candidates have for Kenyan football. I will be dropping certain quotes and certain notes that I got as I asked you these questions. We'll start with our candidate number 1. This we're getting into the league management and governance. I will read this. Tom Alila, just be ready because you are candidate number 1. Now, the management of the Top Flight League has left a lot to be desired over the last, of course, 4 years. Until last year, the league lacked a broadcast partner. All of us know that. And the competition has had a long-term title sponsorship, rather has not had a long-term title sponsor in that field. Also, the competition has been rocked with incidents of match fixing and poor officiating. I saw a game recently in Western Kenya, and I'm talking about match fixing. And of course, as well as clubs going for months without paying salaries of their staff and players. Tom Alila, what changes will you and your administration do to restore the lost glory of top flight football in Kenya? 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'm a strong proponent of leagues being independent. They need to run on their own. FKF is just a regulator. It should be setting the fixtures, but let the leagues run on their own. That if there are problems that the ones that you have talked about, it will be easier to pinpoint where they are coming from. Top tier leagues must run on their own because as far as we are concerned now, as we see, Kenyans are now not interested in watching the top tier league as it is. Because of, it lacks there's no impetus in it. It is just the same people. So once they are given autonomy and they will be able to be running on their own, it will give better regulations, so that these standing committees which are there in FKF, administratively, like judicial committees, disciplinary committees, standing committees, they must work. And these committees also can be replicated in management of the leagues to make them more viable. The other thing is sponsorship. We must have a proper sponsorship system that is transparent. Right now, even the sponsorships that we are having in the top tier league or these properties of FKF, that is the top tier league is a Premier League, there's NSL, there's women, all these are properties of the federation. But they must have a proper title sponsor. They only have what we call broadcasting rights, which is not even put in public. Nobody knows the contract itself, what it entails. So those are the issues that, when elected, I'll be able to change, to be more transparent and accountable. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tom Alila, for that. Let's get to our candidate number 2 for this particular debate. That is Sam Ochola on league management and governance. I will just briefly take you through that. I know you had that question. The management, of course, of this top flight league in the last 4 years has lacked a broadcast partner. You've seen that. We used to have a broadcast partner back in the day. You remember, of course, the days of SuperSport. Yeah. Now we have these days of Azam. And of course, you've had incidences of match fixing, poor officiating, and of course, players going without salaries, welfare. All these things have rocked our leagues, has rocked our Kenyan football. What changes will your administration have?
Thank you very much. I think Alila has put quite a number of points across. I don't know if we're going to answer all 6 people, but mostly it's the same thing. First and foremost, we need to reintroduce KPL to run the league because we want them to manage these sponsorship monies that they're going to get from TV rights. Gor Mahia and FC, we've had a lot of tussle with the federation. Hello? With the federation, because we do not know what kind of contracts they sign on behalf of the clubs. To date, we just received money from the federation, but when we asked them for the contract, they've never shown us what that contract is all about. We received some money from KBC. We also don't understand how that money was being disseminated to the clubs. And it's something that the government and the Ministry of Sport really needs to tell us how much they gave to KPL. Moving forward, we have a very big issue with the referees not being paid on time. We had an incident one time when Gor Mahia was playing in Homa Bay, and we had the referees who came all the way from Nairobi, and when they reached there, we had to accommodate them in our place to give them food, water, and a place to rest before the game. We ended up drawing the game, I think, with Zoya when we were playing Zoya. So if we really wanted to fix the match on that day, we would have fixed that match. But we saw a big problem where referees are just sent all over the country without any proper allowances. And I hear sometimes the allowances delay very much. This all goes all the way to the Harambee Stars coach who always complains on TV. So match fixing is easy when the proper referees.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Sam Achola, for that. Let's bring in Barry. Barry, you've had our question, of course.